Hi, I'm Dustin Abbott, and I'm here today to give you a review of a new set of headphones. These are Bluetooth wireless headphones, but they are also special in that these are the first from the August brand that are active noise canceling Bluetooth headphones. Now, I've reviewed a number of headphones, audio products from the company August in the past, and because I really do like them, I use them all the time myself, and I've given them as gifts to family members and friends, and they've been very, very positive. Always, everybody from them, and so I think they do offer a lot of great bang for the buck. So when August asked me if I was interested in looking at their new flagship headphones, I said, sure, why not? Now, I've had a particularly busy review schedule, as those of you that regularly follow my channel know, and so while I've been using these headphones for several months, it's been a long time coming as far as actually doing the review, and I've just not had time to actually slot in a review. But the good news is that I can kind of give you more of a long-term observation at this point. So one of the first things I want to point to comes right out of the box, and that is the fact that unlike other August headphones that I reviewed, these ones actually come in a nice molded case, and everything is very nicely presented inside, which fits with the overall theme of these being kind of their premium line. I also noted some of the fine details, even when it comes down to the charge cord, which is the now ubiquitous micro USB. It's just a higher grade of cord than what I've been accustomed to seeing. It looks almost like a monster cable type cord that you would pay a good little bit of money for, and so I was happy to see that. Another nice addition in the box is there's an actual adapter for using this on an airline, which I'll get to that in just a second. But that's just one of those adapters because of, the little mesh in the top. It's nice to have in case that you actually need it. There's also a patch cord, 3.5 millimeter on each end. That will allow you to plug into either an audio source that doesn't have Bluetooth, and so you can use them in analog mode. It also has a secondary function that I'll hit at in just a moment. Now, in terms of the headphones themselves, of course, they are hinged, and so that they can actually fold down into a reasonably compact package for travel. In terms of the actual build quality, all the materials here look very nice. And, there's actual metal components there reinforcing the band. There is a great deal of padding on the actual headband and then also on the ear cups. Everything is actually very, very comfortable with these headphones, and I have used them for extended listening periods and without any kind of soreness starting to develop. And so as far as the material, it's a leatherette material here on the cups. Everything is very, very nice, very comfortable, and the materials themselves feel very nice grade. They're nice looking headphones, and so I have no complaints there. There's no kind of special super material here that you can point to, no wood or some kind of particular high-end alloy, but everything looks nice and clean. It doesn't look plasticky at all here, and so I do like all the little touches on them, and they feel like a premium set of headphones. Now, there are some features here that really help to set them apart, and I'll go through a few of those before I hit the kind of the headline feature. And so some of the things that I do really like is that, like some other headphones that I've used, these actually have SharePoint technology in them, which means that, say you're on a flight and you're wanting to, say watch a video on your iPad or your tablet, but you want someone else wants to watch at the same time. You can actually use that patch cord, and you can use the audio out here, which can be an audio in, but also it can also transmit. And so you can then kind of daisy chain this to another set of headphones, and then you can both watch what's going on. And so that's a nice component. The other area that this comes in handy in terms of the transmit function is that it will actually also function to transmit to an audio device. And so say if you're receiving a Bluetooth signal, but you're wanting to hook into like a receiver or something else where you can use a line in and go through some other kind of amplification, you can also use it in that fashion. And then of course the final input type thing is if you're using a non-Bluetooth audio source, or even if the battery goes dead, you can plug in and you can use them just like analog headphones. So just note that as a part of using them as analog. Obviously, built-in controls are not going to work. They're going to function like a pair of analog headphones, which means you're going to have to turn the volume up and down on your device and skip tracks, etc. As far as the actual physical controls, they are pretty simplistic here. On one side, and we'll focus on that right now, there are just the typical button here that functions as power, play, pause. It's also the button you're going to use to put it into sync mode or to turn it off. And it will also be the call receive button. And yes, it does have a built-in microphone, and so you can use it as a hands-free device for making calls. As far as the overall clarity, I've had no one complain, but at the same time, you can't expect necessarily a high-end receiver performance when your microphone consists of a little, dot there and a little slot in there. But it seems to work just fine and is in line with other headphones that I have reviewed. And so those are some nice features there that are a part of it. Kind of the main headline feature is on the other side, and there is a separate switch that will allow you to switch the active noise cancellation on and off. Now, passive noise cancellation has to do more with the overall design of the headphone, how well that it either filters out external sounds or, at the same time also keeps external or your internal sounds from bleeding out. But this goes beyond that, and then that there is an actual noise cancellation circuit. And so you can tell that it works even if you have no audio source on. If you're in a room with background noise, if you turn that on, you will immediately hear a difference once it engages with the ambient sound. And even as I'm speaking right now, there's a difference in the way that my voice and it resonates back going into my head. And so there's an active process that is taking place. The most effective means of using noise cancellation like this is if you're dealing with kind of persistent droning background noises. Transportation type noises, be it on a bus, the background noise of a crowd, and particularly on an airplane, that annoying drone of the motors or the engines that are going. And it really is very, very effective at eliminating that sound. So the great news is that, of course, with a passive pair of headphones, if you turn it up loud enough, you can eliminate all external sounds. But, you're also going to be pounding sound into your ears. With active noise cancellation, you can actually still block out external sounds, but at much lower volume levels. And so I find it much more effective. Say, one of the things that I'll do with a pair of headphones, besides listening to music, is I'll listen to audiobooks a lot of time. And I find it much easier to eliminate external distractions, where they're more obvious when you're listening to an audiobook or if you're watching a movie. And so it definitely makes a difference when it comes to that. And so you'll find that active noise cancellation does make a huge difference. Now, obviously, because it's an actual integrated circuit, it does involve some power usage. And so if you have that turned off, the battery life is a pretty exceptional 15 hours, which is great. You can listen all day long, and probably, if your usage is more like mine, I'll use it for weeks before I need to recharge it because I'm not listening for long periods at a time. But if you turn on the noise cancellation, active noise cancellation, it drops from 15 hours to 14 hours. A little bit of a hit there. But there's a bigger thing to watch out for. Because it is independently controlled from even the actual powering on of the headphones. In other words, you can have the headphones turned off and you can turn on noise cancellation. But it also means that even if the headphones are turned off and you put them away and you forget about them, if you have left that noise cancellation on, guess what's happening? That's right, the battery is draining and you'll come back to a dead battery. So you do have to be careful because there's actually two different power sources that you've got to be conscious about. Now, in terms of, the nitty-gritty, the overall kind of sound quality here, I've been pleased with all the August headphones that I've used, and these are no exception. The sound quality is exceptional here. Very, very balanced. There's very good low-end bass response, but unlike some headphones, Beats, for example, they are not the bass is not overemphasized, and so you're getting a more nuanced sound performance. I found that a lot of music really comes alive, a lot of different musical styles really come alive in these headphones. I really enjoy the sound quality that I get, and of course being able to eliminate distractions in a room means that the sound quality is just that much better. I've used them some. I'm the dean of a local training center, and so a lot of times I'm sitting in the back of the class kind of observing, but I'm also wanting to do some other independent work. And so I'll put on something like these, and I've used them multiple times for that, and I can just completely eliminate the classroom sound and that distraction. And so I can be there, and if they need to get my attention, ask me questions, I'm present, but I can focus on whatever I have in hand. If, in fact, I wrote my review for these headphones in the middle of a classroom setting just like that. And so they work really well for that. As I've said, they're comfortable, sound quality is great, and in terms of the feature list, there's a lot of great features that are there. There's nothing really that I'm lacking. The range seems to be very good. They pair very quickly, and Bluetooth headphones are continuing to advance in that area. Pairing is very fast, and so they just work really well. And of course, you also have the option of focusing multi-point, where you can focus to a couple of different audio sources. So say if you're watching something on your tablet, but you continue want to be connected to your phone in case a call comes in, no problem. You can do all of that. So the feature list is great. It comes with the case and the necessary cables, and all of these things are of a very nice grade. And so I would consider these to be a premium headphones, and they certainly are a great flagship product for August. In terms of the price point, I'll throw links to Amazon, both in the US and in Canada. They come in at right under $110, which makes them the most expensive of August headphones, appropriately of course. But when you compare them to other active noise canceling headphones, they're actually a pretty great bargain. And in terms of the feature list and the performance, I think that they offer great value for the money, and so I have no problem giving them a very solid recommendation. I've enjoyed using them, and these have become my new kind of go-to headphones. I'm Dustin Abbott. Look down in the description and you can find a link to my full written review. You can also find those buying links I mentioned. Follow me on social media or sign up for my newsletter. And of course, if you haven't already, please click that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.